I'm about to review the fourth of the X-Men films, and a film that personally I believe, gets a lot of unnecessary hate. Now, it's a film that everyone was waiting for since the first X-Men film, and that's me included because, as I have said previously, Wolverine is my favourite Marvel character. He is just invincible and seems to be able to stop everything, and he is hard as nails in the film. So I can't understand what people's problem is with this. So, who's in it? Obviously, Wolverine. You can't have an X-Men film without Wolverine. Even in First Class, I'll explain what happens in that in another video. Very good film, though. I personally believe this is outstanding. I believe it's one of the best films that Hugh Jackman's ever done, and it's one of the strongest films that Marvel's ever done. So, I don't get why people don't like it. Now, you have a lot of mutants in this who have not been in previous films, and a lot of characters who have not been in previous films. Deadpool's in this, however, he's not in his red and black costume. That's one thing that irritates me, because if you ever see Deadpool in the comic books, he is in a red and black costume and carries goodness knows how many gigantic guns and knives. In this, he only carries... There, Ryan Reynolds plays Deadpool. Missing a hell of a lot of stuff there, because he's only got one samurai sword, which is useless. Who else? What other ones are in this, though? Well, Sabretooth returns, not the same person, though. It's Liev... I can never say his last name. He was in Scream 1, 2 and 3 as the person who was accused of killing Sydney's mum. Okay, so now that one's out of the way. Also appears Gambit, and will.i.am is in this film. Very unusual film, very violent, this one is. I think it's nearly based over 200 years from the start right until the end, which is quite unusual. I don't think I've ever seen a film take that long of a time span that does not include time travel. So, what can I say about this film? What do I like about it? Well, the story's good. It explains how Logan got to be Wolverine. It explains how he knows half of the mutants that he knows, and it also explains why he can't remember anything. Won't go that way, because that's a huge shock right at the end, what happens, even though it should be obvious what's happening. So, what do I give it? I think I'll have to give it the same score out of that I gave the first X-Men film, and that was an 8 out of 10, because very strong film, but it should have been better. I don't know how they could have made it better. Perhaps introduce some of the other mutants from the other films and have them perhaps make cameos in it. I believe there's a point where one of the mutants makes a cameo, but that's it. Yeah, it could have been improved, but one of the best films that Marvel has ever made.